Hello, good morning, evening, night, whichever. Hello. So the cutscene had just played. We just got out of that cutscene. Hi. Orion J just left for the Waking Sands to be by himself and, you know, yeah. Nobody, yeah, we're not in good shape here. Hey. Never have I seen Orange so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian Manor to celebrate Minbrida's life and mourn her passing. As Minbrida was a native of Charlian, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? It is a monument found at Wraithfrost and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Okay. Yoshi P. Can I go over this? Let me over this. Ah! It's rude. No, they just did it too. Right? It's just like, just a tiny bit more. Just a tiny bit more, and I can make it.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
very vague, Midgardsormr. Okay. What a time to, like, interject too, Midgardsormr. Come on, let us have this moment. Too. Yoshipe. Ugh. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as insisted, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean on. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Cedric? I realize I hope I can blaze through. It is as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louisoix, Minbrida, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Cedric. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. That's 2.5, I believe. Now, it's time for 2.55. I don't know when. See how this goes. I don't want to hit like the 40 minutes of cinematics like at like 8:20. Have you a moment, Cedric? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you'd lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbrida's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Yeah, okay. Ida. Hey, it's Cedric. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? Thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. Trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Yeah, no problem, Ida. Don't worry. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Wraithfrost. Excuse me, my nose chose violence today. I need to get like a nose spray or something. Something that'll clear me up real quick. I can take sometimes. What can I do for you today? Adventure? Eldritch Trinket to trade? No, I got it. Hey, I got you running errands now. Them Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Azeroth to the bleeding market. Find use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the Chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The Moon Daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell Ida Lass I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. Gods knows she needs to. Rowena, come on now. That's why she said you're a pain in the butt, isn't it? What do these people have? Oh, yeah, okay. High color gemstone. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. We're getting it, Ishgard. We're getting there. Rowena could be so annoying. Just would not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. When I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again and again. Drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. And Brita love these things, you know? I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her. She will, Ida, she will.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Alright, thanks. Thanks, Midgardsormr. Oh yeah, that's bad.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep.
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Oh my goodness. For coughs. Can I go through that door right there? Door or whatever. This is... yeah, I can. Cool. Yoshi P. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Coerthas will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. The envoy is here. Is it yeah, okay. I thank you for receiving me at such a short notice. The time is of the essence. So I would forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians. Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emmerich himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. It is reinforcements you seek, then. We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Emmerich would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Coerthas at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Raves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Oda must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. The fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see, very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Emmerich's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgardsormr and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. That's more to do with Midgardsormr than myself, though. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragon Egg. Seek me out when you arrive, Cedric. What? Eh? What the heck was that? Oh.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
Oh. That's definitely no good, right?
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
How does she know how to do that, though? Oh boy. Like, you think that shield would be stronger than, like, one person can just turn it off, right? Alfino, put a damn jacket on, son. It seems I was swifter, Cedric. You too, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Alright, let's check it out. Father Bowman. Gates of Judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards, for first-line defense can be so easily shattered. What? When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. That's understandable. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections. I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. Bruh, we need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protections that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Thinking about his mama. Twould seem the heretics struck first. Oh no. It was an automatic and I wasn't ready. And most telling, twould seem the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Sons, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies, we chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her fellow followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. Alright, I'll get us sorting some things out here. Alright. How many did I save? Okay. Lady Yarsha has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Hoshafat will know where Sir Emmerich means to receive us. Hey, I said auto run. There we go. It is reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. But you do not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat with you in the intercessory. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Yes, please, sir. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we were but recently returned from the Gates of Judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphino, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. And they gotta take the long shot across Estinian, don't they? I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable weapons, warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. Flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. It is you, but of course, it is only fitting that fate should draw the two of us together. Because I did the Dragoon job quest. I didn't do the level 51 though. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and Dravanian share a common goal, reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Querthus since Ishgard's founding. Many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Hadrith plucked from the bastard worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The Eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time, and that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses, and now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe the Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the Eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. It is a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem. You described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. To Ishgard is in need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, he refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Coerthas would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garleans' arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Coerthas. They would not even have to draw steel. It's a fair point. Imperial province sharing a border with Mordona? 7 hells. Very well. We shall assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgarian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir Emmerich. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. What? Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. And the worm who roared was Nidhogg Eye. He means to hurl his horde against Danafin's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt, the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emmerich was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But do you see the look in his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. Yeah, Emmerich wanted to further relations, but not in this way, not because the dragons. For your aid to Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedent. Now I know I've had time to make money. I've made $500,000. Never mind. I'm not worrying about it. Like, I know I've had time to make money. Oh, I've made $500,000. I was gonna say that. Oh man. Someday when I can solo all the extremes. Hi Yoshi P. I'll get that dragon mount. It'd be nice if they gave teleport tickets to here too, but you know. There's actually Natherite, and we should have money by now, but that's only it's only because I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm taking off the 2 million that I transferred over, but I have $500,000. That's probably not because of, probably because I know what I'm doing there.
Alfino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Good idea.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
I smell
Whose
bacon
vaulted
again.
defenses have been nullified. Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alfino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly
What's up?
intervening in the war.
Yeah.
But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Testing the microphone again.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
happening there, real. Tell me. I bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. Small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support, I leave to Alfino. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Coerthas. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slaftborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might ring its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Hataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. That's an unusual request. We don't hang out with Hataru. We are rather close to Coerthas, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Cedric. I have 101 things to discuss with Slaftborn. Okay. Okay. It's busy today. Wow. What's happening? It's Sunday. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Coerthas, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I would not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There'll be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have no town to rouse. They look well dressed, don't they? Spare me, you talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. That's fair. Why would I talk about wealth and glory and fame and anything like that anyway? Weird. What's up, Real? Tell me what's going on. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Amigo by the name of Wilred was there with the Fourth that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since, have you? God damn it, I fear as much. No one's bloody seen him. Like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Noda. So now, of course, half the brave suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company is a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. Lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, this is just between you and me, mind? There's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers, something about the Braves numbers not adding up. Alright, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, you've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Cedric. Fight the good foot, Rule. You're a real Chad. So Ishgard seeks cell source to bolster its ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege, those nobles will surely be generous with the rewards. But I pledge myself to guard Revenant's toll. Modest work though it is, I'm loath to break the terms of my contract. Do what to do. You have to think about it, sir. Up. Up. Austere adventure. Let me blade to these guardians. Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I worked for one of them knights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hulk he did. Still, I'd put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. He knows what he's doing. In here. In here. Angular adventure. Volunteer my services in defense of Ishgard. I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. It was to escape such fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an icy wall. That's fair. It didn't go well. There you are, Cedric. So, did you sway any hearts? No. One or two, eh? Well, added to mine, that make 3 or 4, not including Southbourne's friends. We don't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one of Revenant's toll veteran worth a dozen clanking knights at least. What? I just saw an emote that was like 6 lines long. I'm questioning my life over again. Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alfie now. Apparently the alliance leaders are convening at Oda to discuss Ishgard's plight, and requested your presence as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Oda, or you'll be late. Alfino said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. Yeah, let's go. What is that? Life. Holy balls, man. Holy shnikes. Look at the details in that thing. Archfiend armor. What's the Archfiend stuff? I don't know what that is. Archfiend armor. Archfiend attire offer. Ranked 25 PvP series. Milestone reward. Oh, wow. Okay. What about that scythe? Trope? Ios. Scythe. Must be like trophy, crystal exchange. Okay. That's PvP too. I don't do PvP. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I haven't done any PvP, so maybe someday that'll be one of the weekend days. I'll just get on main and be a complete horrible noob at PvP. I'm thinking about sometime doing PvP, be terrible at it, and sometime working on like Palace of the Dead. You know, getting the Necromancer title. My apologies for calling you away from your tests. I'd hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent requests for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obligated to attend. Obliged to attend. The Alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we? Obliged, obligated, same thing. Oh, this is not going to go well at all. They're very unhappy with it. Sure.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
However...
Then...
Oh no! Then I trust there's no objection to the Crystal Braves
Gridania
intervention.
does not object.
They're okay with the Crystal Braves doing it.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alfino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Oh! Oh, damn, Afino.
Do not
Get 'em.
presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard. Not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
They make fair points though, Afino.
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Give me a second. Here, 1 second. I had to get nuts. He's being a giant baby. See? Being a giant baby. Nuts, stay here with me. Don't bother her while she's making stuff, okay? Watch this cutscene together, Nuts.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
Free
I beg
companies.
Your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords? Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
Get their shit off, you know.
My duty is to my country and my people.
Do you not see how this benefits you, though?
If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Ishgard's gonna owe all of you if you go help.
Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
I feel you, but like, you know this benefits you, right?
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again.
That's what you're doing down there, huh? What are you doing? Take a break. Take a nap.
If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces.
Whiny baby.
If we
There you go.
entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard.
There you go, Raban. That's the Giga Chad move we know
Your
you can do.
Grace.
Oh,
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
no, he's worried.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
You're familiar though. I feel like you were talking about one of the Lalafell buttholes. Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Hoshafat and Sir Emmerich to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Ilbert, what news? Then the assault has begun. We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights and thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Cedric, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster defenses at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marceline at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. This is what you needed, Nuts. Needed some attention. 500. Obi Zvan. Sir. Relax. You're not gonna go bother her again, are you? Not gonna go bother her again? Are you being grumpy? Marceline. You're the appointed captain of the Sellsword contingent? Then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. Yeah. This is like the last time this trial is going to exist. Temple Knights will remain on the steps of faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Like, I'd like to do it as the new version, but I can't wait like 3 weeks. Or 4, because, what did they say? End of August should be 6.2. But sir, you better chill out, sir. I'll kick your butt. The live letter's the 12th, so it's not going to be until like after that. I don't think the same week afterwards, right? Like maybe 2 weeks later? It could be like the I don't know what it'd be like. It could be like the 30th or something. Oh, 23. 23 wouldn't be too bad, but like, yeah, still, I can't wait 24 days to complete this patch. I have been thinking about doing other games though, but if I'm gonna do that, I would do it after completing this anyway. Oh. Like, yeah, beat 2.0 and then do something else, you know? But maybe I'll add it into one of my weekend days. Like, I don't know. I want to try to mix it up a little bit. You know, some more interest in what I'm doing. I was thinking of starting something like, oh Jesus, wall came out of nowhere. Thinking about doing something like, oh what? Can I go over this? Oh yeah. It's just this. The game I played before, apparently 8 years ago, was when I last played it. Called Sleeping Dogs, another Square Enix game. Which is... why? A very awesome game. Where, I mean, unfortunately you're a cop, but you're an undercover cop with the Chinese triad. Very awesome. Oh man, my chocobo just killed the whole thing. Okay. Lord Commander. Eat this. It's overkill, but it's fun. Okay, I don't need to fly higher now. Get it down here. Nice. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? Giovanni and devils, damn their scaly hides. Hold fast your grief and fury, sir. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in battle to come. Oh, yeah. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know what it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the sea of clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane words that form the barrier we call Denifin's color. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, that thrice-damned witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are the dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Dravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. All now rest on us, adventurer. Lead your comrades out into the steps of faith and prepare to meet the horde. May the fury guide your blades. May the fury guide your blade. Guide your blah 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 blah. Oh hey, what's good? Vincent, you're in my way. You're in my way. Bored again, huh? Oh hey, what am I at? This is like the only other person to actually be on off the look. There's 5 whole people and 3 of which have not been on. Like, it's... Yeah, words are hard. Oh, cool, how was it? I haven't actually ever checked it out. I guess I could have, but... Alright, I'm gonna sign up for this here. Oh, it's way down here. I've seen plenty of the pictures and stuff about it by Vincent. Read about it and stuff because of, like, everybody I follow goes to it. Oh, okay. Like, I know the people that go to it, but they don't know me because I don't interact with anybody. Oh, Jeebus. Alright. Turned from 10 minutes into 10 seconds. Now I know I could have signed up as something else. I want these last 2 levels, though. I know it's not going to be shit worth of XP, though, either. The level 50 stuff. Damn, that is a big dragon. Yeah, healer hacks. For sure. Somebody left. Fuck them. You didn't know that. Have you not done this either? Come on, tanks. I know you can do it. I know you can pick up ads. I'm just gonna beat on him because I don't know how to do any of the cannons or any of that shit. Yeah, we're way behind here, sir. I wonder how this is going to be as a solo fight. Doing pretty good. I think. Wish I had my dashing attacks. Lucia, hi! Stun worked on that. Let me target the big boy. Go. Whoop, not that far up. Oh no. It's gonna hurt. I guess I could have dotted him, but whatever. I don't care. What? Come on, man. Do you really have a macro for that? Yay! Bum 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 ba bum. Yay! All right. Got my poetics. How do you leave? I guess I'll just leave. Oh. My nose again. Blame the boy. The dragons, they're withdrawing. Victory is ours. One of Nidhogg's greatest champions slain. The horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Excuse me. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make of this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter. I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will save my lance. Ugh. I said it chose violence today. This is a common occurrence, though. Alright. Cedric, the dragons are routed. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the Steel Vigil was also fierce, but my crystal braves were not found wanting. Good job. We defended this wave. Commander Levalua, Cedric, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and there are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon, that I might express my thanks with the proper courtesy. I too would offer my thanks, Cedric. Through your deeds we have achieved a victory of singular importance. With the Dravanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire, but step by unfaltering step we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for the morrow. It is a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yet we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ilbert back to Oda and reassign those braves whose squad suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest at the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revan's Toll and share your tale with Minfilia in person. Cedric, welcome back. Alfino sent word of the siege and, of course, of the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Cedric. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. You must be wary, Cedric, and now may very well be your only chance to... Antecedent. Uh-oh. Hi Tataru, that's cute. Messenger from Oda arrived with a missive for you. The Royal Seal? Curious indeed. Ah, an invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eurasian Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Namo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Oda in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege, you for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurous contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. Yeah, right? All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? But mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eurasian Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbrita, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions? Of course, Antecedent, and please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Curious, I've never known Tataru to sigh at such requests. Could all it be amiss? Maybe. See? Tataru! Tataru! Koko desu ka, Tataru? Conspicuous by her absence. Flamin! Hey, where did she go? Tataru? I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. What are you doing, Tataru? Oh, Cedric, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but it feels like nothing compared to the showering trials you and the others face every day. That's why I should probably talk to Minfield before things get any worse. As you always know, you always know what to say, Cedric. I'm glad we had this little chat. What did I say? Kill him with kindness. Yes, Tataru, you're my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject, but what with all the recent excitement, but Cedric made me realize that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest. But I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, Antecedent. There is, in fact, something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hoary Boulder and Coltonay have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors. So it seems only right that I, too, should acquire the power to defend myself, and others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. Never like you to worry, Tataru. Whoa, hey! That's the first time I've almost been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I have never seen Miss Tataru so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help, Antecedent? Ah, not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for the escort duty was injured while out on patrol. And I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind of course, be assigned to our party. Very well, I should consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, Antecedent. I take my leave of you. Oh, what? Let's see, I gotta do both of these. Minfield is eyeing you with a mixture of regret and desperation. I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hoary Boulder with a capable adventurer? Well, I'm sorry to say that I've as yet been unable to do so. Now I realize that you're rather more than a capable adventurer, and that escort duty is frankly beneath the many of your talents, but I have no one else to turn to at present. Might you be willing to forgo rest and assist us in this matter? Jenner Stillfault, thank you. Cedric. Now it seems only fair that I explain the import of the task in question. For some time our order has employed... Yeah. Not bad. Now it seems only fair that I explain the import of the task in question. For some time our order has employed a handful of scholars to travel around the Eorzea taking etheric readings that we might better understand the impact of primal summonings. Naturally, it behooves us to ensure our employees' safety, so we asked the adventurers in our service to serve as escorts. Hoary Boulder and Cotonou were to act as two such escorts, as was a third adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer is not presently fit for duty, hence my need to impose upon your goodwill. You truly are a pillar of strength, Cedric. Hoary Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. Be safe. Power to defend oneself. Tataru has ever been full of surprises. Oh, goodness. Now that I think on it, I do recall Oriana J mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Mayhap she hopes to gain admittance to Arcanist Guild in Limsa Limensa? Yes, that would be the way of it. If you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well, it is doubtless unworn in, but I am surely not alone in the concern for her safety. True. Yeah. Of course. I think Knots is being annoying again. Yeah, give me a second. The boy is being a big pain in the butt today. For some reason. Ah, Cedric. Is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? Sure is. Huzzah! What did I tell you, Courtenay? Our misfortune has become a blessing. An opportunity to serve alongside the warrior of light himself. Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route? True, but our mission is the same. Separated by moments we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. Interesting. Such thoughts bring you joy, you're welcome to think them. Some more practical concerns, Cedric. We would have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He is waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Cedric. In spirit, we shall be together every step of the way. Very excited. At last, the Science Mid deigns to grace me with his presence. A pity that we have no time for pleasantries. Our first destination is Isamhar. Come, we're late enough as it is. You whiny baby. Yeah, man. Calm down. Yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions. Then please, stand at an appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. Okay. Oh, Vincent. I see we both completed our respective tasks. Satisfactory outcome, though if I could make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in the future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snake Vault waits, shall we? I'm gonna kick you into that pit, man. You could explore the Palace of the Dead. As a ghost. Nightmare. Right about here, yes. As before, I would ask that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work. I can do that. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I'm not given to superstition, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. As before, my guardian, pray lead me to my task and ensure our safety. Not likely. No, 20 minutes left. Those cutscenes are definitely longer than that. I'd like to get right up to the cutscenes though. Because that would probably take like all of tomorrow to do. The party and all that. It's gonna be a lot. I think that should be right after these two mini quests here. This data should prove invaluable to... Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of adamantoids while my back was turned? Quickly now to Camp Tranquil. I will not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. You chose to paddle in the I-Core a while longer, I take it. No matter, I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. It would appear that there's been a measurable decrease in yours' ambient aether concentration since the calamity. That's interesting. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. Oh. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's fount. The ambient aether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No, don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now, come along. Man, you keep being rude, and I'm gonna leave your dead body there. For the pigs to eat. I definitely have to go around this door. Should do it. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. Yeah. Yes, quite high. It's still markedly lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th astral era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference? Or is there something else? Something else. Something else. Cyan, come here, I need you. Okay. What? Fear not, my friends, help has arrived. We don't need exactly need fighting help, but this is... There you are, Cedric. Hori and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Wilred. Gutted like a hog, but not by one, no. These wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight either. Nary a mark on his sword or his shield. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in this area. What cause had Wilred to come here? What should we do? We will see the Scholar's protection, Cedric. Aye, and the boy's remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The Anticipate will want to know what happened here. So do I. Wilred. You turned into a good lad, Wilred. Holy shnikes. What am I doing? There we go. You downstairs, Tataru. There you are. That's cute, Tataru. Cedric, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tatarutaru, shall become a great and powerful arcanist. Now, at Mr. Dubergame's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise. Till we meet again. Ah, if it isn't Cedric, what brings you to the guild? So you're acquainted with our newest member. An arcanist of your experience must see that her potential is somewhat lacking. Nevertheless, she would not be denied, and goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 crates. Doubtless you recall receiving similar training under Leah's supervision. A thought occurs to me, why not oversee Tataru's training yourself? Given your relationship with the girl and your familiarity with the task, I think you the ideal choice. You'd only head to the cliff south of the Zephyr Gate, as before, and observe at a distance. Okay. Zephyr Gate. Da. Over azure seas to pirates' ports, where she meet her shining jewel. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught, came the last whom none could fool. Hit him with a backdraft, got him with a gust, deck him with a downburst, go, Carbuncle, go. Carbuncle doesn't do that anymore, Tataru. Oh ho ho ho, are those crates I spy? Ah, and this must be the true test, but we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? Bye, Carbuncle. Carbuncle. Ah, come back, Carbuncle, come back. Tataru. Oh. I should have known you'd come, Cedric. You needn't say a word, your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own Carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I'll inform Mistress Dubergame of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, beyond me. Tataru, you don't have to do this to yourself. We need you as you are, Tataru. Montos. Oh, yeah, let me see what else I can get over here. I'm not gonna have any of these though. It would be good to buy that set though. Ah man. Should I get riding maps? Those are most likely to benefit me. But does it increase flying speed though? Oh, I'll just save them for now. Save them for now. Poor Tataru. Back so soon? How fared our fledgling Arcanist? Abysmally, Mistress Libergame. Abysmally, as Cedric would testify. I was wrong to become an Arcanist. Wrong as usual. I'm completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Tataru, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Cylons are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? You are too kind, Mistress Supergame. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I should take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stones without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful, then to Costa del Sol we go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Okay, let's get out here. Very close to the event. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at Drowning Wench told me to look. There is a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in Bloodshore, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also coveted by certain wild creatures. As I fared rather poorly in battle last time, let us be off. I didn't even notice that's Bikini Tattoo. Ah! You didn't see that. Bikini Tataru. What fortune, I've already found one. Would you be so kind as to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. Sure thing. Wait, what? I messed it up? It's a rather big monster. Well fought, Cedric, well fought. I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. So named for the reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people, in a way. Right, well, I mustn't keep Fleming waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the scions in the limits and markets. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to Antecedent and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Very well, Cedric, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? Till we meet again, Tataru. Bye. Flag on the field. Don't pull out a flag like that. Come on. Wow. I see an RP group. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna turn these in. Gonna wrap it up for today. Gonna be great timing. Actually, you know what? 28. I'm not gonna turn these in because I don't know how much these are gonna trigger. I don't want to spend like another 10 minutes here. So that's where I'm gonna call it for today. I'll turn these in at the beginning of next time. And then it's gonna be party time, I suspect. Let's see. Any ancient ways, timeless once, feast among us. Time to every purpose, I think. Yep. Just a little bit more. Most likely, definitely, almost, 99% chance to, well, definitely tomorrow, I think. Definitely tomorrow. Head into 2.0. Alright, bye bye. See you then. Good luck, have fun, and all that.